At what level of nitrate should I do water change? You need never do water change based on nitrate level. It's meaningless to do it. It is impossible for nitrate level to go over 400. I really believe 350. I've had it up to 350, and that was after years. And beyond that, so many different kinds of algae will infiltrate that tank to drive it down that it doesn't have a snowball's chance. A laboratory experiment was done with nitrates a few years ago, in which they tried to make that determination. At what level were nitrates toxic to fish? Once they got over 300, they could no longer continue to get it to rise naturally. They had to do it mechanically. They had to actually add nitrates to it. They got it up to 450 before they began to notice any ill effects from the nitrates. 450 is virtually impossible to achieve in any kind of aquarium. It acts like an algae sponge. It just sucks it in from the air. One algae spore hits that water and it's gone. It's just gone wild. It will multiply every minute and double and double and double and double and double, and all in the process, driving those nitrates down. It simply is not an issue. Well, they will cause it to get harder and harder if you do not have adequate plants, because the plants will take that hardness out of the water and cycle it. So with a deep substrate and with plants, you get a cycling effect. I am putting hard water in these tanks as replacement water routinely. Been doing it now for a year and a half. Now, I don't do it often, once every 2 or 3 months. The hardness today is the same as the hardness coming out of the tap. It simply has not happened. I have not had the hardness go up. I have never seen the hardness go up. I know that's the popular wisdom, but frankly, I haven't seen it happen. And I've tested water for 25 years, and I've never seen it happen. Now, if you do not have plants, if you've got water that is evaporating, you're replacing for evaporation continuously. You have heavy evaporation. You don't have fish. You don't have anything else much living in that tank. The hardness will go up. Absolutely will. Guaranteed. But if you have anything that is absorbing those minerals, making use of the minerals in the water, which plants do, which algae does, it isn't going to be an issue. What in fact it does is build the volume of biomass in the tank. Now, it may well be that at a given point in time, the biomass maxes out to the point where it cannot increase anymore. And if mineralization continues to be pumped in the tank, I would imagine that that something would happen that would probably result in the death of a lot of plants and the immediate growth of new plants and algae that would absorb those additional nutrients. And the dead plants would then increase and enrich that soil. One of the things I've seen in ponds, you see this in pond environments, if you go down any depth into the mud, like down below 2 or 3 inches, once you're down in there, you're at a level that doesn't exchange. That's not exchanging. It is rank. It is utterly rank. If you go down below that, it begins to harden into clay. It literally breaks down to the point where only the minerals are left. And that's what clay is. Clay is made of those minerals that are assimilated into water and become excess and are precipitated further down into the substrate, such as to ultimately become a layer of clay. I expected to hear cheers or something.